Ready, Jacqueline?
We are ready. Good morning, good morning. And we are live here on episode 29 of Behind the Sign. In case you didn't see our 800 stories, we are live to you today from the Nest, which is just above. Sorry, I'm trying to get logged in here. The Bluebird Cafe. Do you want to just
right on Broadway? Nestled right amongst all the goings-on downtown Orangeville.
Yeah, you've got Orangeville Theater across the street.
Town
you guys
Hall.
seem to do a lot of connections with them.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah.
Farmers Market takes place right outside this window. Lots of
Pressing
here.
question though, is the patio open with all of the sun? Because I was like, I want to go on the patio.
We talked about
Would
this
be a good
yesterday.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last year we were on the patio in April,
Right.
Okay.
but then things got chilly, and then we're back in May. So yes,
But
hopefully
you have
things
all those
persist.
cute shawls.
Yes, we
Yes,
have.
yeah.
You can wear.
I definitely had to wear those. Was it you that brought me here the one day? And you're like, oh no, it's so nice. You don't need
So
a jacket.
nice.
And I was like,
If the sun
Oh,
goes
yeah, the sun turned. We're like, oh, it's freezing
It's
now.
all shade.
oh, awesome.
Anyways, guys, so again, we are here at the Nest. Today we are with Jessica Marshallton. Owners are Rick and Michelle Arsenault, who also own the Bluebird downstairs. So we wanted to basically shed some light on this super awesome new boutique hotel that is here in downtown Orangeville because we don't have anything else like it as of yet.
Yeah.
The first.
And we also thought we would discuss with them about their journey. Why did they decide to go boutique hotel instead of Airbnb? And what the process was like in case you guys are also considering an investment property.
Mhm.
So we'll just jump right in if that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we just wanted to give you a quick minute to basically give the rundown of the concept and
Who you are? Who you
you
do?
are? Yeah.
Yeah, what's your official title here?
Did you know that Jessica worked at the Bluebird and the Nest?
Right. So my official title is the memory curator.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
So my
Love that,
role
Mike.
here,
Title.
I know, it feels a little special, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice to see on the business card too.
Yeah.
So my role here will be to be a personal concierge to our guests. So that
Okay.
sort of sets apart what a boutique suite or a boutique hotel is versus a regular hotel visit.
that like
Mhm.
one-on-one customized curated experience.
Mhm.
Or the very
Love it.
sterile Airbnb where you just get a key from a lockbox and you help yourself to the unit and then you leave and you never see anyone.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
my role here will be to help people create their memories, and we hope that they'll last a lifetime.
That makes sense then, because last time we were talking, you said you're up at like the tourism place in town. So like you are very well versed with the town
Well,
and things to do and
Yes.
kind of offer that.
Yes, I've been fortunate. I've been
Living here for a
living
long
here
time.
for a really long time.
So you know everyone, you know
I
everything.
know, yes, I feel like I'm a part of the small town Orangeville, but which is growing and
Yeah.
something that our municipality and everybody really wants to share. So the owners, Rick and Michelle, they had really realized that at some point in their recent purchase of the Bluebird, that Saturdays was all tourists
Right.
on Saturdays. So they come in, where are you from? What are you doing? Oh, we're just here for a hike. We're just getting away from the city. So they really felt, whoa, there is a need
Mhm.
for
Accommodation.
Interesting.
and their dream was, okay, we have this restaurant. What if this extension of our service and this extension of hospitality could extend? So that's where the boutique suites came from.
Do you do breakfast too?
We don't do breakfast,
Mhm.
but that's
There's other places. but
that's
I'm just like, I
not,
don't
you know.
Are you guys open that
Sounds
early?
like there
Because I'm
may
gonna
have
start
been a
coming here.
discussion.
Yeah, or something in the works.
Yeah,
Okay.
who knows? So
Okay.
we're starting with some suites and some packages, and we're really excited to curate some trails where people can come in. They can explore wineries, they can explore breweries. We have Theater Orangeville right off the hop. People can right now purchase or come in, book their night accommodations, and get tickets for the theater.
Well, even
Easy
as like a
peasy,
local,
one click.
this
Yeah.
also sounds very, very appealing to me. I live 5 minutes from here, but I still just want to come here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Girls' night, and
Right?
it's more than just having to go all the way into Hockley.
Yeah.
In which case, like, Hockley's awesome.
Yeah.
but
Very nice, yeah.
You're limited to only there.
Yeah.
Or the Best Western.
Yeah.
And you're still walking. or
But I feel like if there's
Yeah.
something happening, like blues and jazz happening, or like something downtown, or even like getting up and first thing in the morning and walking out to the farmer's market, like how cute would that be?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I wanna
and
come
we're
back.
very fortunate with our location. You can literally view
Yes.
it from outside the windows.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, it's
Oh, I
fun.
like
What
that.
I want today.
Absolutely, there is. Have you ever gone there? There's pepperettes.
I have many times. The
Love it.
pepperette guy is a
So good.
staple.
So
So this is all like these tours you're talking about in conjunction with tourism Orangeville?
So Love Orangeville, yes, is a new campaign that the municipality has.
I saw their bags at the farmer's market.
Yeah.
Not farmer's market. What were we at on the weekend? The home show.
Oh, the home
Yeah,
show,
they had bags.
Yes.
Yes,
Wait
so
a minute,
Love
that recorded
Orangeville.
yesterday.
What did we-
Where was I again?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast. That's why.
So Love Orangeville is really a new campaign to help boost tourism in the area. And
That's great.
we are, so fortunate to have been able to open the suites in conjunction with that. Just is a
Mhm.
coincidence. So
Awesome.
I
Yeah,
feel like
really
because we have lived in town for all of our lives, we sometimes take for granted the offerings that we have.
Yes.
And how lucky we are to honestly be surrounded by so many options for recreation, for food and
yes.
beverage, and so many, even like small business owners and different things that like makers of different kinds and
Yes.
artists, and very, very, very fortunate.
Yeah.
And so excited for this as an
Absolutely.
opportunity to be able to share that with.
I think it's also because we're getting old though. Because remember as like teenagers, we were like, we hate this place.
The
We're
youngest
back."
one
Yes,
of the
I'm
group.
going to town. I'm going downtown.
I moved to Brampton for like 2 years and I was like, screw this place. I'm going back home.
I did it
Orangeville's
too. I
great.
moved to Mary. That's
But it's-
circle around and get
It's
back.
totally true. I'm a part-time server here. That's just something that I still enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So being down on the floor with guests, and what have you been up to today? Where are you from? Oh, we just came up here for a hike. I'm like, where did you hike?
Yeah.
Nice.
We went to Island Lake. And Island Lake, we are so fortunate and do
Yeah.
take it for granted.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
I am a hiker that, I would love to put a backpack on and head up to Algonquin for
Yes,
days and
yeah,
never come back.
Right.
But I'm like,
Me too.
wow, it was like this blew their minds that they were able to go for a hike on a nice even trail for the majority of people to come in and have a meal.
And
Spend an
then
We're
afternoon.
so,
Yeah.
so used to like, oh, I've got an hour because it's here all the time. I'm gonna go do the loop and we're done.
Yeah.
But we forget that it's connected for kilometers
Yes.
and kilometers and
Yeah.
kilometers
Yes.
both directions, right? It
Yeah.
was when I think it was Dave Grime was doing that big hike
Trucking thing.
and
Yes.
he was prepping for that up north on the Bruce Trails. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
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 How
It
big
is. It's right
yeah.
here and it is
Yeah.
all connected.
Yeah.
Even like
Yeah.
Montauk Cliffs, like that's literally 5 minutes down the road, and I don't get there enough. But like people line up to get into there, like it's insane.
Well, we even had guests recently that said, "Oh, the Bruce Trail does not show accommodations for this area." I was like, "Ooh, right." We brought up. We were able to. We were like, "Come on upstairs." Showed them around, and we are now officially on the Bruce Trail accommodation
Amazing.
site. So,
Good.
yeah, we
You
will
guys.
pack people's lunches, and we will get them to and from. So
That's
What?
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I also want to pack.
Go for a hike and have a bluebird lunch.
Can I just move in here though? Can I just live here?
I know I want to move in too.
It
Can
is
you guys
so.
feed me every day?
You can only see like a limited shot, obviously. We're in
It's
the
so nice.
biggest suite. This is what's the name?
The
Blue
Blue
Heron
Heron, yeah.
suite. It is so cozy and welcoming
Mhm.
and comfortable.
And
Yeah.
huge.
It is
like
really
it's
big,
huge.
actually.
Yeah. It
This
is
is a
And
very
this
sizable
couch
suite.
pulls out into like a bed.
Mhm.
Go onto our reels that we posted last week, and it gives you a little tour.
Yeah.
Also the stories that we posted earlier today. And then
Yeah.
do we want to do a live after or just some more stories after of the other suites?
We'll see how we feel
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well,
Maybe give you another sneak peek.
Cool.
All right, so I think we did talk about like where this idea came from and future vision. You're basically wanting to expand and become part of the community, grow with it, give people the opportunity to have somewhere to stay. So I think that's awesome. But I guess we go into like more of the next steps. Of, like,
How the technicalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did this come about, and what was the choice of the boutique hotel versus the Airbnb, which seems to be, I don't know, both are trending.
Yeah.
Pros and cons, I guess, of each.
Yeah,
What did
so
you find?
yeah, literally doing our own research,
Mhm.
coming up with pros and cons lists. Do
Yeah.
we do this ourselves?
Yeah.
Do we run using other platforms such as Airbnb, Vrbo, etc.? We had actually met with, I don't know if anybody's familiar with Bill Dandy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so Bill.
Jessica knows everybody. Everybody.
So
I
Bill,
follow all this stuff.
Bill is
fascinating.
Bill is a lovely, welcoming person.
Uh-huh.
And a wealth of knowledge. And he came in and met with us multiple times, discussing pros and cons, and
Okay.
his excitement of you're just gonna meet people. You're gonna meet people.
Right.
Yeah, Bill, that's what I want. But like, we got to get the work done first. Right?
Yeah. Is he still operating on the 9?
I believe so.
Yeah. That's something to check out too.
That's
A
very
really
nice.
cool experience.
Beautiful, beautiful cabin. Lots of
Yeah.
cabin experiences.
Yeah.
But,
Can you swim in that water, in that pond?
I believe so.
Okay, I'm gonna go there too.
Yeah.
We're
So-
going to all.
yeah. So getting some, actually speaking with somebody who has some knowledge and experience was super helpful. And then we're just really fortunate here being above the Bluebird. So the Bluebird has a large following,
Very
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
which we're very
Well
proud of.
I
and-
mean, Rick and Michelle are very quiet.
They don't like to be in the spotlight.
No.
Definitely don't like.
They're
I'm
not
surprised. I know that they're hiding from this video because they really don't like it. No, I'm just kidding. They have an emergency.
They're the best. They're absolutely the best, and that's why we joke, because I don't know if you've ever been to the Bluebird, but one of them will always be at your table to say
Yeah.
hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Amazing.
It's very
service. You
important
guys are
part of
very good at
our customer service.
Yeah.
And our hospitality. But after multiple discussions and research and already having an understanding that we have a following, that's where we said, well, let's try ourselves.
Mhm.
Let's do this ourselves. And here we are. It's
Yeah.
a matter of researching different softwares. There's
Right.
there's lots of softwares, and there's other cool businesses in Ontario that are of a similar idea.
Structure.
and so actually reaching out to those guys and saying
How's
what
this
works, what
going?
doesn't, what do you like about the software, and let's be
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
I
Well, you
can't wait
kinda-
to come and see you, and when I
Experience.
get to go there.
Yeah.
But so for you guys, the main factor for going boutique versus Airbnb, as you said at the beginning of the show, in case people missed it, was because you wanted that curated one-on-one experience and the option to do that.
Yeah.
Was there any other reason that you know of?
If I'm being honest, it just feels a little bit more like we're in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little safer.
It just
Yeah.
feels a little bit more like we're in control. Definitely making things a little more personalized is just a little more difficult using those platforms.
Well,
Mhm.
interestingly, before we got on here, you even said on the insurance aspect of it. So when you're saying safer, insurance through your own insurance versus the Airbnb insurance, and not to say Airbnb is bad, but do your research.
Mhm.
You have more protection should somebody come in here, trash your place.
Yeah.
And you hope that doesn't happen, but
Yeah. And that was most of the feedback that we got from other
People that have
business
done
people
it.
that have done it too.
right.
They have said, yeah, you have Airbnb insurance, but you still are doing your own thing. So
Interesting.
covering your butts.
Awesome.
In preparation for the show as well, we because when you're living here, I feel like you don't ever think to check on Airbnb if what accommodation
Right.
offerings there are.
Yeah.
And we were pleasantly surprised at how much it has grown in this area.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I remember having my wedding 6 years ago and wondering where people were going to stay, and there was 2 bed and breakfasts in
Yeah,
the hotel.
yeah,
I mean, there's supposed to be another hotel coming, but
yeah.
now you go on and it's people's garages, it's overhead garages, it's basement apartments, it's pool houses,
Yeah.
so many options now,
Yeah.
which is great.
Or a means for, you and I have traveled together before, a means for getting some income
Just
when I'm
an
not
extra
home.
income.
you know?
Yeah, we were talking about that. We went and planned a girls' weekend, and it was. I can't remember what happened because I don't feel like we were supposed to stay at that place originally, and something happened. We went on last
Remember.
minute. Anyway, found it was a house in Aurelia, beautiful piece of property, and this family literally had just left for the weekend to go on a basketball tournament for one of their kids. So here we are, 10 girls. Come on in. We're staying in the kids' beds, and they cleared out their kitchen cabinets.
Yeah.
And here's
They
a
were,
cabinet for you.
Up on
and
the island dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Kids come home and eat their cereal the next
I'm
day.
not gonna lie, we were doing
We were
this.
younger then.
We were doing this multiple times a year with a group of girlfriends that we had from high school, and to date, everyone will agree that was the best weekend because it was so laid back and
Yeah.
casual and perfect timing, and the setting was great, and Great.
Well, you have
experience.
the comforts of being at home. It's just not your own home.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a hotel, it's like sterile and it's got that
Yeah.
cleaning smell and beds
I
suck.
still always wonder about the sheets.
Yeah.
And I will lie, in regards to that location as well,
Yeah.
they also, I think, lived in a way that made it very easy to do.
Yes, I
So
agree.
that's something you would have to commit to. My household would not
could not
operate
move.
that
No,
way.
they were extremely
I would not be able to
organized.
just leave and be like, "Come on in, this is
Yeah.
all ready."
Yes.
Even though they were very
Yes.
minimalist,
Yeah, no,
right?
they were very minimalist. It was very easy for them
Yes.
to kind of slide back and
Yeah,
forth.
Right.
But yeah, made
But
some
a way
great money
for
off
people-
of us
yeah.
for the weekend.
But I think that's like the environment we're in right now, the economy, and money is tight for a lot of people. It is, people are thinking, how can I make extra money?
Yeah.
What means can I
Great
do?
option.
Like,
Yeah.
great options to look at the Airbnbs or even doing like a hotel boutique. I don't know what is with boutique today, and I just
The
like,
word
I,
is
It's like you have a
It's
daily
very
word
fancy.
that you
I know, and my
Fancy.
brain glitches, and it just like,
Let's see how many times we can say it today.
no, I'm over it. I'm not doing it anymore.
There's
Um,
always one word a day where she's like, pronounce this for me.
we were in a store the other day, and I was like, "Can you tell me how to say this word?" And this lady beside us was like, "What is a hostess?" I don't
We
remember.
sometimes have that problem downstairs with the chefs when they write up a pasta. We're like, "Oh, what is that?"
How do we say that? Yeah.
That's actually another
like
thing
this.
that we had talked about. We would visit it a few weeks ago just to get a tour of the place, and you guys were saying that the idea of possibly having like a curated chef come up and like,
Yes.
right?
I would pay extra for that.
Me
I would
too.
too.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, we're really
Need to
excited
do
at all
that.
the
So many
options are really endless. So right now we're just we're bare bones, but we're just getting up and running.
So
Yeah,
much
we're really
potential.
excited. Yeah.
Sorry, I got off track there. I just started thinking about food when we were talking about chefs.
I was just-
We do that.
I was just gonna say with also the growing of like secondary suites, another thing to think about sometimes is us as realtors usually are selling it as like, say, first time home buyer.
A
Oh, you've got
long-term
this
rental.
basement apartment, a long-term rental, get a tenant, it'll help to carry it. There's also the option of doing something like Airbnb where you don't have the inconvenience of someone living 24/7 below you,
If you
but
want to sell
perhaps
and
you
get a rental.
just rent it out a couple weekends of the
Yep.
month and you're generating almost the same amount of income sometimes.
Yes.
Yep.
So we do want to touch though on, the amount of research and things that
Yes.
Very
did go
important.
into this venture. And if you guys are considering that, I know there's a lot less restrictions if it's your primary residence
Yeah.
versus if you're specifically purchasing a property for that.
Yeah.
Our best advice is to just do your research and make sure, because the laws are changing so quickly.
Yeah, the more that this is growing as a trend, the more municipalities and provincial and federal government are getting involved to kind of help control the environment for everyone's benefit.
Well, even like my sister messaged me the other day and was like, hey, we've been kind of talking about maybe buying investment. My tax advisor sent us this, and it's a snippet of the flipping rule
Oh,
that's just come into play.
right.
And so even things like that, again, that is a very new change.
Mhm.
For those who don't know, very quickly, basically you're charged the full income tax instead of capital gains if you own a property less than a year.
Mhm.
They consider it income, which it is. So
Yeah.
the government needs to stick their
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Tax
Yeah.
on top of your tax on top of your tax.
Yeah.
We won't go there.
That's right.
It's this environment. Every time I'm in here, I get political.
That's a show for another
But I
day.
think that was kind of conversation Jessica and I were having before the show too, is that the federal government also has a provision in place that they're talking about putting in place,
Yeah.
that if you're not fitting into the municipality rules, so every municipality has its own rules, so Orangeville, Wasaga, Toronto, wherever,
Mhm.
call the township, get a lawyer. But if you're not meeting their criteria, they can actually like withhold your tax rebates. So that might come into play. So
Mhm.
watch for that if Airbnb is in the loop. And then if you already have an Airbnb,
Mhm.
then I'm assuming that would go against everybody. So how is that going to play out to everyone?
Yeah. Yeah, there seems to be the more that this is growing, the more, like I said, control is being exhibited. Currently in Orangeville, I don't believe we have any bylaws for short-term
Not to
rental.
my knowledge.
Not yet. That was something we talked about before air too. Just in doing some research, there was an article in the Citizen from last fall saying that the town of Mono, and we were presuming it was because of Hockley area and the tourist attraction there. That's something that they've got on their agenda to discuss in future. So it could be coming, but currently, yeah, we don't have anything here. But double check your municipality because everyone is different. Collingwood, extremely strict.
Along with it was Ottawa and Toronto
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's just because they are high tourism destinations. So a lot of people were getting onto this boat. But I mean, this location is unique because you're downtown. It's not really residential.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's a very different scenario if the municipality were to look at it versus like your personal residence in the middle of a subdivision.
Yeah.
You
Or
have no
cottage or
control.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no control really over who's coming in and what they're doing with the
Yeah.
place,
Mhm.
which obviously is why you.
It's always a concern.
Yeah. Yeah.
100% always a concern.
Anyone renting anything, right? You
Yeah.
want to do your due diligence to be able to screen in some capacity.
So what do you do for that?
Well, right now, yeah.
We might not pass. He knows what we want to
You
do.
might not.
So yeah, like right now we have streamlined stipulations that any hotel would have. You have to be over 18. You have to your credit card on file. We're requesting your license plate and your driver's license upon registration. You don't
That's
always
good.
have to do that.
Yep.
Right.
That's
So we're going through those hoops as we continue to expand. We're working on more of a survey-like approach to gain some more knowledge as to why you're coming, what you're doing.
good. Yep.
It's
Right.
not something
Which
that
could
will be
benefit-
mandatory. Somebody will be like, every guest is different, right? Maybe they're just coming here for business. I'm literally just coming here for a place to stay and eat.
I
But
could see
also
a lot
help-
of people.
Sorry, go ahead. Yep.
I could see a lot of like more like Toronto business people coming up and wanting to get away for like a weekend or a week or so. Are you going to do extended amounts of time?
So our knowledge is that you're not staying past 30 days.
Okay.
But even if someone wanted like to book out the summer, technically they could.
Right now we have it set up. You cannot book past 30 days, but should somebody reach out to us, like that's the great thing about being a small business and
You can adapt.
You can
Yes,
make
yes,
a decision as you
yeah.
go.
I kind of like the idea of not being able to book more than a week though, so you have more people coming through. But then there's an advantages to you guys having 30 days. I'm just thinking personally, because if you're fully booked, then how am I going to get in?
So why 30 days? Why was that?
Our understanding is that then you're deemed a tenant.
Ah,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
make sure you,
That's right.
Absolutely.
Under the Residential Tenancies Act, if you're in there for 30 days, you automatically roll over into.
which is really kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How do you think that you've lived somewhere for 30 days and I just live here now?
Well, look
This
at the
is
squatters.
This is my house.
No, look
Yeah.
at squatters. Squatters can move into a house that you've left, and like in the States, it happens all the time. They go in
It's
and
a
take
lot
possession.
longer here for a squatter
Yes,
as far
but
as
the
that's
States is very
ownership.
different. Like
Oh.
they can assume ownership, yeah, as a
Yes.
squatter down in the
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
Like if they move into your property because you've gone on vacation and they've broken into your house and they change the locks, you were like screwed.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard this.
Yeah, it's
Really?
insane down there.
We have that here, but ours is long. I think it's like 9.
And I
quote
feel
me,
like-
I want to say it's 9 years. If they've been in your property for 9 years and you
It's
haven't
much
noticed,
shorter in Canada or in the United States for sure. My husband's aunt is a real estate agent down there, so I'm not going to quote any
Yeah.
time frames, but
Right.
she's told me stories where this is like
A
legitimate
short
like,
time
happening.
frame. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's not happening
Scary.
here unless there's like some back office discussion in regards to you've met with Michelle, Rick, and myself, and what
Yeah.
what
You
have
paid
you.
some kind of a
Like we are aware there, for example, are performers that are not from this area that perform here at the theater that are here for a month or so at a time. So
Right.
That's another thing I never even thought.
this might be a location, but
We need
that,
another building.
that'll be maybe some different documentation and signing and whatnot, right, when we get there. But
Right.
yes, as of right now, everything is set up. You cannot book past 30 days.
I was gonna say that survey that you were recommending or suggesting adding on to the booking process
Mhm.
could also help you guys to help curate that experience too,
Absolutely.
though.
Yes.
Find out what,
Absolutely.
what their reason is coming here and then be able to
Yeah.
cater to that.
Perhaps there's a list of, suggestions on here, like where would
Yeah.
you like to go? What
Yeah.
would you like to do? What are your interests?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cute.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, it's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
very
I
exciting.
want to stay here now.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially if I can get a personal chef. in my home.
Yes.
I know it's not far.
Maybe
No,
a
it's
full
really
day.
not far. But then again, like
Maybe
how
full
cool is it to be above a restaurant and be able to come like we can bring your hot meals up here, or like trying to convince these boys they can come up here and cook right in front of you.
Yeah,
That would
that's
be an
amazing.
amazing
Yeah.
experience.
And literally, like,
Boys,
Yeah.
we would like that.
Right now.
People will pay.
But even like we often order takeout. Like it became a thing during COVID because obviously like going to restaurants was so scary. So we would get your takeout, and your takeout is phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
you guys nail it. Even just like normally it gets home when you get takeout or skip or whatever, and it's cold, and you're like, man,
Yeah.
that wasn't as great as being in the restaurant.
Yeah.
But you guys are across the board.
Those dishes are
delicious.
hot to pack.
Well, I thank you for that. And then you always have like a beautiful little message
The
on
personal
the
messages are good. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
I think I've posted too many times on Instagram. I'm like, I've got to stop reposting because people are gonna think I eat out too much. I do. I really do.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, basically, we've kind of covered the vast majority. We obviously talked about, again, if this is something you're looking to do your research. One of the big things that we, in our research prepping for the show today, because we always tend to follow suit from the US. A few things recently we've been ahead of, which has been really nice if you follow real estate in the States. But one thing that was surprising that is California, for example, has some crazy, very strict laws surrounding short-term rentals. And basically you have to register and there's like an annual fee that you have to pay to your government.
The licensing fee.
Yeah, as well as they can restrict the number of guests, what type of events you're allowed to host, that kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to
Down
see.
in Palm Springs, if you follow the Taylor, or what's her name, that blonde real estate agent.
Oh,
She's-
Teo.
Teo.
Mhm.
She was doing a post recently about how they've just Taya. She just recently had the changes come in. So a lot of these people bought properties expecting to be able to Airbnb, like Coachella,
Coachella,
and all these things where you would bring in like
Yeah.
thousands of dollars and not have to worry about your mortgage. And now they've put all these restrictions in, and they're like, "Oh shit, we need to offload these properties. We can't pay for them."
Well,
So
that's
it's
like the vacant
absurd.
property tax in Toronto.
Yeah,
That's just
all
been
the people that
implemented,
did.
and that's been all the headlines recently too. All these people that didn't claim it, and they're
Yeah.
getting slammed with.
Because I guess they weren't paying attention to the news
Yeah.
that for the last year
Yeah.
saying,
You
"Hey,
need
make
new
sure."
accountants,
Yes.
first of all.
Yes.
But I mean, even if that were to come into play, like $1,000 a year,
Mm-hmm.
which really after tax is what it is,
Mm-hmm.
that's still
Pretty minimal.
very.
Yeah.
For what you're making.
But
Yeah.
I guess if they then are basically saying, because I didn't read the full legal legislation, but it says that they're limiting the type of events. And I guess if they put Coachella
Mhm.
on that, you're
Yeah.
like, well,
Mhm.
no one would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Palm Springs, I don't think it was across the board. I just remember her talking about Palm Springs specifically and naming off a couple of those big concert type things that bring in a lot of tourism.
Mhm.
Like if you've ever actually gone to book one of those like half decent houses with a pool, you're looking
No.
$12,000
No, I
for a
never
week.
have.
I mean, I was because we have family down there. So we're like, we don't want to invade their space with our 2 wild children.
Yeah.
Should we rent a house? And I looked at the pricing and I was like, no, I can't afford to rent a house.
No,
for a
like,
week.
yeah.
Some people, I was actually discussing that with a friend of ours a couple of years ago, I want to say, and it was like, no, it's not all inclusive. You still have to go and get your
Get
food and
groceries,
cook
yeah.
your meals or whatever. But if you have a group of like a couple of families
Mhm.
going together, sometimes that is
It
the
makes
cheaper
sense. Yeah.
alternative, right?
Yeah.
Like that's even cottage country, that's become quite the trend. Some
100%.
people are even renting cottages for a whole summer.
Yeah.
4 or 5 families go in together. You just trade off your weeks a couple of
That's a great
times you're there all
And you have your
together.
location to
Yeah,
go to.
you've got
Yeah.
your destination and it's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friends of ours, of us and my friends and I,
Mhm.
we rent a place and there's like 5 cottages and we're probably $12,000 a week.
Yeah.
For like 4
Yeah.
or 5 cottages, and it's a week. Can you
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah,
if you're doing that every single week?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a great source of revenue if you can make it work and if you understand it and do it right.
Yeah.
So yes, $1,000 a year
For a fee
in
is
hindsight
It can be, of
Mhm.
course.
in the right area.
I'll play the devil's advocate that this is still property ownership.
Yes,
And
100%.
it's
Don't
always
take it lightly.
expensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
like my brother, my stepbrother recently purchased a cottage and the entire bunkie was about 6 foot sunk. So they literally had to like jack it up and rebuild the foundation. And so they're making a pretty penny now, but their initial investment
Still
above and
expensive.
beyond buying the property, the taxes on the
Mhm.
property for land transfer tax, thank you government,
Yeah.
new roof, renovations,
Yes.
and then the consistent maintenance, time and energy.
Cleaners.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Yeah.
They clean it themselves,
Oh, so they're not hiring. Okay.
but even still, like time
Yeah.
is money.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can barely get those things done at my
own house.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. That.
Yeah.
You're right in the thick of it though.
I was gonna say, has anybody seen a more recent Airbnb ad, like a commercial?
No.
So
No.
clever. I think it was during the women's basketball game I saw this. Really cool idea when you're traveling with, a child or a toddler and you're in a hotel room. Like, your bedtime is your child's bedtime.
Right.
Yes.
Book on Airbnb.
Wow.
You can
So
Yeah.
clever. I was like, this
That's
is
so true.
why, one of the reasons why
Yes.
people are looking for other alternatives as
Yeah.
opposed to a traditional
1,000%.
hotel.
Although it was a nice excuse to go to bed at 9:30 on Friday. Thursday when we went to the hotel.
Sometimes we need
So
to-
I was like, water park all day. I am pooped.
Yeah.
I still can't. I just can't. Even now, when my kids are older, like I can't go to bed at the same time. Even if it's 10 minutes after my oldest,
Yeah.
I still can't. I just need.
Some
Time.
reflection,
Time.
alone time.
I'm like that too. I'm like that too. Yeah.
I'm like staying up till like 11:30 lately, and I am so tired because I just
Yeah.
want to. My kids are starting to go to bed later, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I need me time.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait until they're like 10 o'clock.
But then I'll do what you do, and you wake up at like the 5 a.m. club, and you wake up early and can have alone time in the morning. Right now, I'm like, no, you're up way before I am. I'm like 7
Yeah.
o'clock. My kids are up at 5, 6.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. It's the same concept though.
Yeah,
of
it's
like
just flipped,
having
right?
that quiet
Yeah.
time.
Right.
It's
That
needed.
morning coffee
Yeah.
uninterrupted.
I'm the same. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you've been getting to places on time lately too, which is I really think
Yeah.
helping. I noticed.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got off the beaten path here. To see more info and to find out how to book, you can contact the Nest by.
Yeah, if right now we're utilizing everything through the Bluebird. So if you even just check out the Bluebird website, there's a tab, the Nest.
Okay.
Cool.
Bluebird Cafe and.
You do have
Your own
social.
social.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
Social
on. So yeah, we are on Instagram and Facebook, and yes, we're getting.
Or come into the Bluebird and ask them questions.
Yeah.
Well, Rick's a little bit upset with me right now. He's
Oh.
handed out way more of my business cards than his.
Rick, you have a really good one here. She is very good at her job. What was your name again?
The
Your title?
memory curator.
Yeah, you picked a very good memory curator.
Yes.
So I guess that leads us to our last question of what are the packages people can get right now? Like what are
Right,
the
yeah.
curated
Yeah, so
experiences
right now
right
off the hop, you can purchase theater tickets.
Okay.
We are looking into expanding because we're getting into hiking season. We're looking to coordinate lunches. I know that my family, when they've traveled, even golfers,
Yes.
my mom really appreciated traveling and woke up that morning at the hotel and got her lunch and was like, we're good for the day.
Yeah.
Cycling Elements, what's his name? Cycling
Jeff?
Elements? Does he do like, I think he does biking packages or something, doesn't he?
Oh,
That'd
that
another
would be,
cool
that
one
would be
get
great to
into.
chat with them. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got haunted walks. We've got
Oh, yes.
like
Yes.
there's just so much in this community that
So
we
much.
are really like just
And when you
need to
said
get
golf,
started on.
there's like a plethora
Oh
of
my
golf
God, yeah.
courses.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're just at the stage of right now. The doors are open. You can book.
Opportunities.
We know we have theater tickets. You can also purchase your wine
Yep.
to be ready in your room
Awesome.
cute.
when you arrive.
Awesome.
So those are little things that I really think are already making us a little more unique than a traditional.
Absolutely.
Yes.
One less stop or thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Any link to like transportation options if you wanted to go
Yeah,
from here to there?
Yeah, that's also in the works as well because that's really important. As
Yes.
much as we are downtown and people can walk and utilize and have the amenities here in walking distance, we
Mhm.
also know that there's a really short drive to many others. So
Yes. Yes.
yes, transportation is something that we're
Amazing. Yes, that
Cool.
would be
Yeah.
very, very.
Awesome. Maybe you guys
Useful.
have any suggestions on things that they could.
yeah, for sure. Or like I know
Right.
Tanya from the Potteries in the Hills, she's keen to get some people in there to do
Yeah,
their
that'd
pottery
be cool.
lesson. Like there's
cute.
so much.
I was just
Mhm.
thinking, even if you like some of the other establishments too, like even if you did a little jaunt over to do a spa day and then came back
Yeah.
and stayed here and had
Yeah.
dinner and
Maybe we
Yeah.
get the space is quite large. Maybe we can have an RMT come in here.
yes,
I was
Yeah,
thinking the
well,
front
you've got-
room there,
yeah,
and even do like a paint night at the front. or
Yeah,
something.
we got that room is
That'd
yes,
be really
so many
great.
options.
Yeah.
you got
It's overwhelming that we have so many
Yeah,
options.
yes.
You think
You
that
gotta
you need
check
to
it
go
out.
to the building,
The
though,
wheels
'cause
are
I got a
turning.
lot of things for you too.
I have
Suggest
a
your box,
link.
suggest your
Yeah.
box.
I just sit here all day eating my food.
Sounds like a great plan.
Sounds great.
I
Yeah,
think we're gonna
love
have
it.
to get lunch after.
Yeah.
That's the
Starving
soup of the
now.
day today.
Oh, I haven't got to see the feature board yet. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm craving shrimp gorgonzola since we started
Oh.
talking about food.
Can you even come to the Bluebird without getting the shrimp?
I know, must try.
I don't get the shrimp gargonzola. I really like the sauce. Like I like to dip my bread into it, but I'm not a
Yes.
huge shrimp person.
Okay.
But if you give me the pasta or the steak or the soups
You
or
could get
there's,
the gorgonzola sauce on your steak.
We.
I can't mess with the steak.
I love how
freaking
she's
love
teaching me these things. Did you know?
Did you know?
But I really,
You could,
really love
you
the
could
steak.
also. We have people that make their pasta with it. They want a gorgonzola.
Oh.
You can custom pasta.
Well, I mean, we try our best to accommodate, right? We try. We always try.
Dude, I'm running downstairs having angel
Goodbye.
hair pasta with shrimp and gorgonzola sauce.
If you're looking for your realtor today,
Yes.
we are at the Bluebird Eden.
Awesome. Well, I think that covers just about every question we had about everything.
Yeah, I think we bounced around a lot. So if there's anything that you didn't get full information on or you want to know more about it, feel free to reach out to any of us, Jessica, Michelle, Rick. Thank you.
Anybody?
I think, and
Anybody?
so just one more note on that. When you mentioned about talking to some other people in the community, I feel like that's a very good advice in the
Yes.
sense that if you're considering that, reach out to some of these other people that are already
Yeah.
doing it and get the conversation flowing, and you can learn a whole lot. So
You know,
thank
it's
you
so
for
much
sharing
better
for
than
us.
doing that and talking to a real person than going onto Facebook and asking the marketplace people.
Yeah, don't
Come
do-
to the real
yeah.
source.
Well,
of
and like
people.
to Jessica's point earlier, when we kind of first got on the show, you talked about our community and how you reach out to these people. And that is one unique thing about our community is you'll be met with open arms and people wanting to share and encourage you. Like our
Yeah.
small business community is just
Amazing.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
crazy supportive of
Absolutely.
each other.
Mhm.
And even though you might be calling to do a similar venture, it's still not the same. It's different. It's yours. It's theirs. And
Yep.
And there's still
You
so
know.
much room for growth.
Yeah.
Like, it's-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone can benefit.
Yeah, and I mean, I just really am a believer of partnership, collaboration, sharing.
As are we.
Yeah.
For sure. Awesome. Well, thank you again so much for having
Thank
us,
you
Rick
for
and
having
Michelle.
me.
Thank you guys
Thanks, guys.
so very much.
Thank
Sorry
you.
we couldn't have you on today, but
They're busy
duty
people.
calls.
Yes, duty calls.
Absolutely.
We'll
All
see you in a
right.
minute though.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be downstairs really shortly.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Thanks, friends.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for watching,
everyone.
guys.
Take care.